In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we ask Him to guide us to right path. Today we have a grammar class. Welcome to Amir Ali Ala. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me and can also see the slides, please type number 1. Okay, thank you, Mr. Amir Ayala. Today we have a grammar class. We will try to talk about the present perfect simple and the present perfect progressive. This lesson has been prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fifi. I don't get you. And I am Abdullah Shahrani. I'll be your teacher for this class. So as we said, we are in the 3rd secondary grade. First term, this lesson is a grammar class, and the topic is the present perfect simple and present perfect progressive. There are many goals for this class. The first one, the students be able to distinguish between the present perfect with the present perfect progressive. This is the first one. The second point, or the second goal, is the students or the pupils be able to overcome misunderstanding regarding use to these tenses. We'll try to overcome misunderstanding how to use the present perfect and the present perfect progressive. And also the students be able to use the appropriate time expressions with their ideas. So these are the main goals for present perfect simple and the present perfect progressive. So this is these are the goals of this class. Here the first thing, we will talk about the present perfect and the present perfect progressive. This is the form. The present perfect, this is the form. Has or have, plus done or watched or rang. These are the verb 3, the past participle. We can call it the verb 3 or the past participle. We can call it PP also. We write it down also. We can write it. So we can say it's a past participle. So these are the verb 3 or the past participle. So here is the form. Have or has plus past participle. So I can say he has, she has, it has done. But I can say also I have, we have, they have, and we have. So I'm gonna write now the pronouns that comes with has, he, she, and it. So here is the pronouns. He, she, it. He has, I can say he has, she has, and it has. So all these pronouns comes with has. Have, we can say he, I have, we have, let's say I have, we have, what else? They have, and you have. So these are the pronouns that you can use it with have. It's down. Okay, great. So this is the form for the present perfect. He or she, it, has plus the verb 3, and I, we, they, you have plus the verb 3. The verb 3 or the past participle can be regular or irregular. What is the meaning of, what do you mean by regular, Amir? Do you have an idea? What do we mean by regular? What is the meaning of, this is a regular verb, so watch, watched, and watch, this is the past participle. Rank, rank, this is irregular. So what do you mean by regular? Add AD for the verb. Wallah, you are doing great. I mean, great, good job. So regular is adding, you deserve this clap. Thank you so much, Amir. So you add an ed to the verb. You are welcome, Amir. You deserve that. So adding ed to the verb, this is a regular verb. So this is the form for the present perfect. Has or have plus the verb 3. Now we're moving the same thing to the present perfect progressive. Progressive, what is the meaning of the word progressive? What do you think, Amir? What is the meaning of the word progressive? Something progressive. ING. Yes. Wallah, you are doing great, Amir. Good job, Amir. Welcome to Shahad al-Harbi. I hope you can hear me and you can see the slide as well. Please, if you can hear me and can see the slide as well, please type number 1. So here is the form of the present perfect progressive. Had plus been plus the verb and adding ing. Okay, thank you, Shahad. So we just talked about the present perfect and the present perfect progressive, the form, Shahad. The form of the present perfect is has, have plus verb 3, and the present perfect progressive is had been doing. Have been doing. Okay. Now we just write or try to remember what are the pronouns that come with have or has. Have or has. So I can say in English, I have, he has. Now with the question, just reverse, you have, she has. And with the negative form, I can say they haven't worked, and this is a regular verb. It hasn't slept, and this is irregular verb. With the present perfect progressive, I have been. So the present progressive is, the form is have, or let's just say slash, has plus been plus ing. Yes, Shahad. Thank you, Shahad. Good job, Shahad. Great. You're doing great. Good job. Thank you, Shahad. So here is the form. Here is the form. Have or has plus been plus ing. I have been working. He has been sleeping. Have you been working? With the questions, we start with have or has. And when we make it a negative, when we wanted to make it a negative, just add not, haven't, or hasn't. Just we talk about the form. Now we are gonna move to the present perfect. Here is the timeline. I don't know if you can see it clearly. Can you see it clearly? What about you, Amir? Okay, thank you, Amir. Thank you, Shahad. So here is the timeline. I have been playing tennis. Have been, this is the present perfect, because have plus the past participle and here is the timeline. The action started in the past and is still in progress. This is sense. You cannot hear me? Hello, Shahad? Yes, okay, thank you. So we just talk now about the timeline, the present perfect. This is an example. I have been playing tennis, so start from the past until now. For and since. What do you mean, Shahad? So do you mean what is the use of? Shahad, I didn't get your question. For comes with what? With numbers. Welcome back, Amir, Riyala. We use for if there is, we use for if there is a number. Okay, Shahad, to let you clear, for, we use it, we often use it for and since when we're talking about time, okay? So we use for and since when we're talking about time. But we use for here, this one, for with period. A period is like a duration of time. For example, 5 minutes, 3 weeks, 6 years. For means from the beginning of the period until the end of the period. So for we use it with period. I hope it's clear. Okay, thank you. So for plus a period. So it's a period. It's like a duration of time. But since with what? A point is a precious moment in the time. For example, 9 o'clock, like for example, 1st January, like Monday. So since means from a point in the past until now. Okay, great, Shahad. I hope it's clear for you now. What is the difference between for and since? For plus like a period of time. But we use both of them, for and since, when we're talking about time. But for is a period of time. And since it's like a precious moment in the time. For example, as I said, like 9 o'clock, 1st January, Monday, means like from a point in the past until now. Okay, Shahad? Okay, thank you. Here is an example. I have read 3 books. This is the present perfect. We just now show you examples, past and now. So it starts from the past until now. So an action is not going anymore. This is a difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect progressive. An action is not going anymore. Refers to a completed action. So started from the past and it's completed now. So I have read 3 books. So here we have the uses of present perfect simple. The first one is for action or for actions which happened in the past, but the exact time is not mentioned. I have already done that. I've, which is I have already done that. For actions which started in the past and continue up to the present, emphasize on the action. Tony has had his car since September. So here we talk about the uses of present perfect simple. The first one for action which happened in the past, and for action which started in the past and continue up to the present. Also for actions that happened in the past and finished, but the results are obvious in the present. For example, Tim has washed his car. It is not clean. It's not clean. That's why he washed his car. For recently completed action, we have just finished dinner. with adjectives in the superlative form and expressions like the only, first and second, and etc. The first time I've received an email from Czech. So we just talk about the uses. It's gonna be more clear now, inshallah, with answering the questions. Time expressions come with present perfect simple, just, yet, already, ever, never before, always, how long, for, since, recently, lately, and once. And those are the time expressions which come with the present perfect simple. Here we talk now, we move to the present perfect progressive. To emphasize the duration of a state or actions which started in the past and continues up to the present. Like for example, I have been learning English for 6 years. To show annoyance resulting from a recent action, this is the second use. Who has been wearing my jacket? So you are annoying and you can use present perfect progressive. Who has been wearing my jacket? Here also the using of another action uses for actions which happened over a period of time in the past and may have finished, but the results are obvious in the present. For example, here we have been walking around, we have been walking around all day, that's why we are so tired. And what are the time expressions come with the present perfect simple and present perfect progressive? For, since, how long, all day, all week, and etc. So here we have the time expressions that we come. So let's make it simple for you, Amir. We use the present perfect simple to talk about things where there is a connection between the past and the present. This is the major thing, or the most important point. We use it where there is a connection between the past and the present. Okay? And the present perfect tense to talk about, for example, events or actions with a connection to the present. With a connection to the present. So the first one is there is a connection between the past and the present. He has written like 15 articles. Amir, like for example, Amir has written 16 books. And the present perfect continues to talk like about event or actions with a connection to the present. For example, I have been decorating the house this summer. So starting from the past until now. So this is the main difference between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. I hope it's clear for you, Amir. Okay, great. So now we use the present perfect simple to emphasize the result of an action. So the result, we are just focusing on emphasizing the results of an action. So first one, I have called him 3 times this morning. I have called him 3 times this morning. The second one, we use the present progressive to emphasize the duration of an action, the duration, the period of an action. I have been calling him since 9 o'clock. So we just talk about what is the difference between for and since. We talk about it. We have just talked about it. have, we use for instance, basically when you're talking about time, we use for with a period. A period is like a duration of time, like for example 3 minutes, 1 week, and 6 years, and etc. So for means from the beginning of the period until the end of that period. And also for we can use it with all tenses. Since is like it's like a point, is like a precious moment in a time. For example, 9 o'clock, 1st January, Sunday. Since means from a point in the past until now. Since is normally used with perfect tenses. Since is used with perfect tenses, but we can use for with all tenses. Now we will try to answer these questions. Choose the correct answer. The first one, we have A for recently completed action. What are the examples here are relating to these points, A and B and C. B for past actions whose results are obvious in the present. C to show annoyance resulting from a recent action. And we have 3 things here, 1 and 2 and 3 examples. I'm afraid you cannot see Mr. and Mrs. Heath because they have gone to Ireland or Iceland. Number 2, have you been playing games on my computer again? Jake Heath has just returned from a fascinating trip to the historic second largest island in Europe. Could you, Amir, try to answer it? Okay, great. Now I'm gonna give you the pen if you can. Now the pen is yours. Use pen or text to type your answer. Feel free, Amir. Okay, Amir, great. Good job. Thank you, Amir. Well, you are doing good job. Good try. It's really appreciated. Great. So the first one, I'm afraid you cannot see Mr. and Mrs. Heath because they have gone to the island. You choose B, which is for the past action whose results are obvious in the present. Great. Good job. Have you been playing games on my computer again? You choose A for recently completed actions. Wallah, you are doing great. Good job. Number 3, Jack has just returned from a fascinating trip to the historic second largest island in Europe, and you choose C to show annoyance resulting from a recent action. Wallah, you are doing good. But what about Jack? Have you been playing games on my computer again? You choose A for recently completed action. What do you think if we remove A to C and C to A? Because to show annoyance resulting from a recent action, have you been playing games on my computer again? I can't say that, so we can choose here C. We can put here, like for example, C, and here we can put an A. Okay, good to try, Mr. Amir. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much. 2, 1, 3. This is the answers now. So we just talk about the structures, how to build the present perfect and the form of the present perfect simple and the present perfect passive, and the uses, and also what are the time expressions that comes or used with these tenses. Thank you, Mr. Amir Al-Dhafir. It's really appreciated to join you in my class. If you have any questions, Mr. Amir? Do you have any questions? You are most welcome. Thank you so much, and see you inshallah next classes. Drus is a great opportunity to practice your English. Feel free to share, and see you inshallah in other classes. Thank you so much.